Gerard John Schaefer Jr., the killer cop. July 21, 1972. Two teenage girls, Nancy Trotter and Pamela Wells, were hitchhiking near Fort Lauderdale, Florida, when a police officer pulled over and offered them a ride. He seemed official, professional, safe. He was a Martin County Sheriff's deputy named Gerard Schaefer. The girls got in his patrol car. It was a decision they barely survived. Schaefer drove them to a remote wooded area, claiming he was taking them somewhere safe. Instead, he forced them from the car at gunpoint, marched them into the woods, tied them to trees, and placed nooses around their necks. He left them there, terrified and helpless, saying he'd return. But before he could come back to finish what he'd started, another officer happened upon the scene during a routine patrol. Trotter and Wells were rescued. Schaefer was arrested. He was fired from the sheriff's department immediately, but investigators quickly realized that Schaefer's attempted abduction of Trotter and Wells wasn't an isolated incident. It was part of a pattern that had been going on for years. While searching Schaefer's home, police found a horrifying collection: jewelry, clothing, and personal items belonging to dozens of young women. They found graphic stories and drawings depicting torture, murder, and mutilation. They found detailed descriptions of hangings, stabbings, and sexual violence. Some appeared to be fiction. Others were clearly accounts of real crimes. In September 1972, the decomposed bodies of two teenage girls, Susan Place and Georgia Jessup, were discovered on Hutchinson Island. They'd been missing since April. Both had been tied to trees, tortured, raped, shot, and hacked to death. The method matched exactly what Schaefer had attempted with Trotter and Wells. Physical evidence linked him to the crime scene. Schaefer was convicted of 2 counts of first-degree murder in 1973 and sentenced to 2 life terms. But investigators believe he killed many more. Personal items belonging to numerous missing women were found in his possession. He was suspected in the disappearances of at least 30 young women and girls across Florida. What's particularly chilling about Schaefer is that he'd been using his authority as a police officer to commit these crimes for years before his arrest. He'd pick up hitchhikers, runaways, and young women traveling alone. His badge made them trust him. His patrol car made them feel safe, and he used that trust to torture and kill them. Schaefer was also known as the Hangman because of his signature method. He'd bind his victims to trees with nooses around their necks, a sadistic ritual that gave him a sense of power and control. He later claimed, in letters and stories he wrote from prison, that he'd been killing since 1965, when he was just 19 years old. He boasted of killing women on 3 continents and claimed his victim count was between 80 and 110, though he could never remember exact details. Even in prison, Schaefer remained disturbing. He wrote graphic fiction that many believed were thinly veiled accounts of his real crimes. He filed frivolous lawsuits against anyone who called him a serial killer, despite the overwhelming evidence. He even claimed